My fiancé said his wealthy parents would never accept me, so our marriage would have to remain a secret. I quietly ended the engagement, but 1 week later, when his father arrived at an office for a major investment deal, the moment the door opened, he was forced to remember his decision. Secret wedding. The word is still stuck in my ears. Like someone shattered a glass in the silence of my suburban house at 3 in the morning, and I'm still picking up the pieces. Daniel had sat across the coffee table, looked at the engagement ring shining on my finger, then not into my eyes, only at the tips of his expensive leather shoes on the floor, and said, "My parents will never accept you, so maybe it's better if we keep the wedding private." Secret. That was the word he didn't use, but the walls in that room heard it. Some old courtroom drama was playing on late-night TV, the volume so low it was just murmurs in the background. I was holding a bottle of Ambien in my hand, but I hadn't opened it, because I needed answers more than sleep. The silence of 3 a.m., the white refrigerator light in the kitchen, me standing barefoot on the cold tile, asking myself when love had become so small that it had to be hidden from someone's rich parents. Daniel came from an old-money Seattle family. His father, Richard Hale, owned real estate funds in Portland and Boston, private clubs, charity galas, the kind of people whose homes made even silence feel expensive. Me. I was a partner at an investment firm, but Daniel's family had never really been told that. He always introduced me as someone who works on the marketing side. I laughed it off at first, thought maybe he was nervous. Then I thought maybe he was being protective. Then one afternoon in a Target parking lot, when his mother FaceTimed him, he asked me to duck down in the passenger seat, like I was a coffee cup he needed to keep out of frame. No. Maybe that was where the real crack started. Or maybe it was that dinner in Boston when his mother asked, "So your family, what do they do?" And Daniel immediately changed the subject. My father was a postal worker. My mother was a school nurse. They taught me how to fill out scholarship forms, not how to feel ashamed. But every time my background came up, Daniel got this tiny flicker of fear on his face, like my truth might leave a stain on his family's glass table. That night I didn't argue. I just slipped off the ring, placed it on a napkin, and said, "Then you should marry someone you can introduce in daylight." He tried to laugh like I was being dramatic. "Emma, be practical." Practical? Practical was not spending my life with a man who wanted to crop me out of his family photo. The next week felt strange. Even Starbucks coffee tasted bitter. My reflection in the office elevator looked unfamiliar, like I was learning to recognize myself again. Daniel kept texting. "Can we talk? You know I love you. My dad is complicated." Then came the message that somehow made me laugh and cry at the same time. "You're making this bigger than it is." Bigger. I stared at the screen and thought, since when is hiding a woman a small thing? Then came the twist. The one Daniel knew nothing about. My firm had been handling a major hospitality redevelopment deal. A historic hotel on the Portland waterfront was being purchased and converted into luxury residences. On the investor side, Richard Hale was coming in for review. Daniel's father. The same man whose approval I was apparently supposed to disappear for. The morning of the meeting, the coffee machine sounded louder than usual. Gurp. Drip. Drip. Like my heart was practicing how to stay steady. I wore a navy suit, pulled my hair into a low bun, kept my makeup soft. No revenge dress. No dramatic lipstick. Just me. The same woman who was supposed to remain a secret. Outside the glass wall of the conference room, consultants from Boston were waiting. The Seattle legal team was on Zoom. My assistant stepped in and said, "Mr. Hale is here." The door opened. Richard Hale walked in with silver hair, a tailored coat, and a confident smile. Then his eyes landed on me. First came confusion. Not recognition, not really, because he had never properly seen me before. Then maybe a memory from a photo on Daniel's phone. Maybe the charity dinner. Maybe the missing ring on my finger. For 1 second his face went blank. I held out my hand. "Emma Reynolds, managing partner. I'll be leading today's review." The room filled with the kind of silence that only happens when very rich people realize they've made a mistake. Richard shook my hand, but his grip was weak. The presentation began. Numbers, risk exposure, zoning complications, investor protections. I kept speaking, calm, clear, professional. Then we reached the final slide. The clause that changed everything. Hale Group had used a small shell company to quietly manipulate the property valuation. Legal. Barely. Ethical? No. And my firm did not approve deals like that. Richard cleared his throat. Maybe we can discuss that privately. Privately, there was that word again. I turned off the screen and said, some things shouldn't be hidden, Mr. Hale. That was all. No shouting. No insult. But I saw something move behind his eyes. Maybe he remembered the decision he had made for his son. That I wasn't good enough. That keeping me away from the family was easier. That money came from bloodlines instead of character. After the meeting ended, he stopped me in the hallway. Did Daniel tell you we had concerns? For the first time I looked directly at him. No. Daniel told me I was a concern. He went quiet. Then came the second twist. Richard lowered his voice and said, he told us you didn't want to meet the family. That you were embarrassed by us. For a moment, it felt like someone pulled laughter and pain out of me at the same time. Daniel had lied to both sides. He told me his parents would never accept me. He told them I wasn't interested. The secret wedding wasn't because he was trying to protect me. It was because he was hiding his own cowardice and calling it love. That night when I came home, yellow streetlights slipped through the blinds and made lines across the floor. The TV was on again, some diner scene, a lonely waitress pouring coffee for someone who looked like they had nowhere else to go. I opened the refrigerator and there it was, that same white light, leftover Chinese food, half a lemon, a cold bottle of water. I drank slowly and for the first time in a week took a full breath. Daniel called once. Then again. Then a third time. I didn't answer. A message came through. My dad said you embarrassed him. I typed a reply, deleted it, then wrote only, no Daniel. You did. Then I put my phone on silent. Near dawn when the sky turned blue-gray, sleep finally started to come. The Ambien bottle was still unopened on the counter. I understood something then. Revenge isn't always about destroying someone else. Sometimes the greatest revenge is taking yourself back. Your voice, your name, your place. The place where, when a door opens, people recognize you instead of hiding you. The coffee machine clicked on again. Outside, birds were starting to make soft little sounds. The night was ending. And so was the old version of me. The one still waiting for someone else's approval. A new day. A new me. If this story touched your heart or made you think about knowing your own worth, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories like this one. Your support truly means a lot and helps us keep sharing meaningful stories. Thank you so much for watching until the end.